Good morning. It's the morning of day 2. It's a beautiful day for a walk. Please join me. All right, good morning. It's about 8 o'clock. I got a good early morning start to the day. Had a great restful night of sleep. Got into Allentown Club shelter. Stayed at the campsite there. And as soon as I got in, it started raining. I was able to get the tent set up, everything inside, so I had dinner cooking and sat in there for a while, waited it out, took care of my chores, hung up my bear bag, and then it was lights out for me. A little bit of rain throughout the night. The wind was still pretty decent. Woke up a little bit overcast right now, but it's early. I think it's going to burn off pretty nicely here. So it's already warmer. I'm only in a light long sleeve shirt right now, and I'm more than fine. So we're tackling a few rocks. Nothing too crazy. So it should shape up come another hour or two. The sun should come out and we should be in really good shape for a good walk today. There is a couple listed water sources, so that should help refuel for today versus yesterday, having no places to really stop until I got to the shelter. So drank a bit last night, had my coffee and breakfast this morning, even grabbed another coffee just to have ready. So what I've been doing lately is just, instead of having to cook a hot coffee in the morning and deal with the stove, putting that in and out, waiting to cook and pack up, I've just been doing the Via brew with a Carnation instant breakfast. Shake that up in a bottle of water and that works out pretty good. Still get your coffee, less hassle, pretty quick, easier to clean up, and that way when I get to a water source I can just fill up that bottle and add some more coffee and have a refill without having to worry about boiling any water. But yeah, it was a good day yesterday. 17.3 miles, so that wasn't too bad. The last 4 were really helpful. They were nice walking, so that was good. Helped me finish strong for the day. So we'll see what today brings. Catch you down the trail. Hey guys, well, I finally got through the rocks there. After the shelter, it was pretty bad. So I mentioned before about condensation, so I figured might as well elaborate a little bit while we walk the trail, and I'll show you some of that like I usually do, just because you probably get sick of seeing this face. But so my tent is a single wall tent, and that means that there is no separate rain fly. And usually with the rain fly, it creates a barrier between the fly and your tent. So any condensation that builds up on the inside of your rain fly basically follows the rain fly right outside of your tent without getting your inside wall of the tent wet. Well, single wall tents don't have that, so the wall of the tent is the rain fly, and they're pretty well known for condensation issues. But like I said, with the wind, with that little bit of wind and proper ventilation, it helps reduce that. So even though it rained last night, during the night and before, just because the wind was blowing, it kept everything pretty dry. So that's a good thing to know, is if you do purchase a single wall tent, you're gonna have to find good ways of combating the condensation issue. Here's some more of my favorite. So while we're on these rocks, it's probably good to know that just because a map shows a nice flat line doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be jogging through that area, because every time you have to lift your foot and watch where you place your foot, it slows you down, especially when they're a little bit wet from rain. I usually walk about 3 to 3.1 miles an hour, I would say, is my natural stride. I would say this is basically what I've dealt with for the first hour. Just walking across this kind of stuff. So as you can see, it will slow you down. But yeah, I usually walk about 3 miles an hour. I would say when I get to this stuff, flat, like this is considered flat, really not much elevation. So this, I would say, takes me down at least a whole mile an hour. So I'm probably barely walking 2 miles an hour on this kind of terrain. And then I had good elevation the first day. So whether it's up or down, if you have a solid 500 to 1,000 foot climb or more, I would say that you're going to lose probably more than 2/3 of your speed, just because it's a lot trickier going up and down than it is walking across these. So I'd say that first 2 hours of my day yesterday, I was probably only doing a mile, a little more than a mile an hour, just because it was sheer climbing up this stuff. And some were pretty bad to where I couldn't videotape. I had to put my camera away, put my poles away, and have both hands available to make sure I didn't fall. So yeah, it's just a quick reminder. If you're planning a hike and you see a beautifully flat section, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be rolling through at 5 miles an hour at a light jog. So it's good information. It's hard to know exactly what's out here, because there's portions that are nice and portions that are rocky, and sometimes people only show you the good sections on the videos. So you research it and then you assume that's what you're going to see all day. But that's not always true. Yeah, this is what I've been dealing with off and on. It's good stuff. Definitely warms you up though, having to lift these legs up and over every rock. You definitely want to have a good pair of shoes. So I'm going to keep rolling on here, and I'll catch you down the trail. Hey guys, just wanted to catch up with you again for a little bit, just to show you nothing has really changed since the last time. Still plugging through these rocks. These rocks and hills can be one of the biggest demoralizers out there. You know, the last thing you want to see after hiking a long day, or even starting a second day, is dealing with more hills and rocks. But really, the only way to beat that is by experiencing it, really. I mean, you have to get to your breaking point a couple times and know see, it's making me go left. To make you push through. The more you push through, the more you'll realize that you can do it. And that you may be going slower, but you know, you can't let things like this just weigh your spirits down and just crush you to the point to where you don't want to hike anymore. Oh, let's see. This is what I'm looking at. Saw one blaze on the rock. Let's see where the next one is. Oh, there's one. So it's, you know, it's just something you got to do if you commit to hiking, and you got to take what it throws at you. It's not fun all the time, but you got to think about the end goal. really the only way through it. I've been through a lot of rain at times. That's the last thing you want to get up to, is deal with another day of rain. But you know, it comes with the territory. So this is basically what I've been doing since I got up this morning. Just trudging along. Haven't really had a beautiful footpath just yet today, but I have hopes that maybe somewhere it'll clear up and give me some good walking. So I'm just coming over here to a little bit of a clearing, so that worked out really good. Didn't quite time that, but just wanted to get you a picture of the rocks I was dealing with. I'm wondering if this is what they call Dan's pulpit. So I'm thinking there's probably a good chance that's what this is. Haven't quite looked at the map in a while, but I know I passed Dan's Spring, so this is probably Dan's pulpit. Oh, I think maybe I'll just take a quick drink and continue on down the trail. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, it's been about 5 hours since I left this morning. I finally got to a pretty decent water source here behind me, and I'm gonna finish up this climb and start working my way across. So while I filter out some water and get ready for my climb, I'll let you enjoy a little bit of this water. Hey guys, yeah, we made it up that hill, and I've been in the Hamburg Reservoir Authority area here for the last few minutes, and it's kind of like an access road, so I guess they can get through the property. So that's made it a little better. Still semi-rocky, and the sun has not come out yet today, so that's okay. The wind has died down. The weather's perfect right now. And a little tidbit of information. If you're not aware, in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, the rattlesnakes really love to be out on these rocks when the sun comes out. So for the amount of rocks I walked on and the amount of rattlesnakes I've seen, 0. It's kind of been just fine. So here's what I've been on for a few minutes. You can walk with me on this roadbed. Definitely a little busier on the trail today. Saturday. A few more trailheads that I've crossed, so finding a few more locals. Not too many overnighters, but I'm okay with that. And they always smell so good when they come by. I know I don't smell that good, but it is what it is. Living out here for a few days. Yeah, so you can see it's kind of four-wheeler available and a bit wider than what I'm been on the last few hours and yesterday. What'd you think of that little waterfall back there? That was perfect. I haven't found something that good since I started. So I was able to really fill up all my water, drank a liter while I was there, and that'll probably be the last of the water until I get in for the night, so that's perfect. It's able to reload. So I will bring you back out again if I get up to this view or see anything cool. Hey guys, it's been a minute. Oh, I'm so exhausted. I just want you to know, for all my fellow trail hikers, I've just spent the last few hours cleaning up the trail for you. Take a look at my progress so far. I have to move on. I'm tired. That's a bunch of rocks. Hey, you want to complain about the path, but I got it all cleared up for you. Well, here's a random thought. A lot of people think that you can really train, prepare for the trail, but you know, that's a tough conundrum to be in. From the amount of rocks I've walked on today, I don't really think there's any way to really prepare for that. And who would go out and spend 8 to 10 hours walking on rocks on miles that don't even count? So I think a good cardio workout would be pretty helpful so that your endurance is up. But what good is running a 3-minute mile if you run out and the first thing you do on the trail is snap an ankle, you know? So let me figure out where I'm heading and get over to this view. I'll bring you up. Oh, it's not a bad view. Kind of makes a nice 5-hour hike worth it. You get up here. It's pretty cool. Hello everybody. It's your favorite Belvedere out on the trail. It's funny because I've been pretending that people will watch this, so now it gets real crazy because now not only am I pretending that people will watch, I'm gonna ask a question because I need to get my mind off these rocks. And that's what you do. You find something else to focus on, because you know, after 15 miles of this, it can wear on even the best of you. So I got thinking, if money was no object and I could choose any Disney World resort and any room type, what would it be? So I came up with my top 3, and they will not be in any order because I'm lacking the brain power for that. On a side note, I do believe that I have less than 10 miles left in the state of Pennsylvania to close this gap. So that is pretty awesome to think about. Okay, so room number 1. I would take concierge level at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's one of our favorite resorts, just in the regular rooms. And from the tours that we've seen, it would be pretty amazing to spend a week up there. Number 2. Oh, I think I forgot number 2. All right. One of my other ones was the little islands there at the Polynesian, the bungalows on the water. That's it. Sorry, losing brain power as the day goes on. The bungalows at the Polynesian, that would be pretty awesome, mainly because I love the monorail loop. I could spend my whole visit just in that area. I love the monorail, I love the loop, I love the contemporary. You can get pretty much to a lot of those busy spots. Well, I think the other one might have been the Grand Villa down at the boardwalk. That would be pretty sweet to have such a place. I'm going to turn you around here. So my arm has a little break. The Grand Villa at the boardwalk, because that covers the other side. Not only do you have the boardwalk, you have a crazy room. You can walk in to the park. A little bit of late night activity. It's not bad. We stayed there in a 2-bedroom. And that was pretty good. So I mean, if you watch and if you've made it this far and you want to comment, feel free. If not, I'm not going to cry about it, because I really just do these videos so that I have something to look back on and my family can watch and see what I'm doing, because they're not here with me all the time. So I don't mind if you don't comment or you don't watch. So the plan here is to get down. There's a shelter coming up, hopefully within about a mile. If you ask anybody on the trail how far it is to anything, just so you know, your response will be a mile, mile and a half. So you be prepared for that. No matter how far it is, it's a mile, mile and a half. But anyway, I want to try and get down to the shelter area. I don't know if the shelter's right on the trail, but just want to get down to it as a point of reference and drink a little bit, refuel, find my food, refill the food supply, and kind of survey the scene, see where I'm at. I know it's been a pretty long day so far. These rocks really take it out of you, so just want to take a minute to sit down and figure out what the rest of the plan is. Like I said, that shouldn't be too much more than a mile. So, oh yeah, and that view back there that I stopped and showed you, that was called the Pinnacle. So from the Pinnacle to the shelter was just under 4 miles. So I'm hoping I've done at least 3 by now, but I'll get there when I get there at some point. So I'm going to keep walking on rocks, and you keep enjoying not walking on rocks. Peace. Hey, back again. New plan. Well, I guess not new plan, but a plan. I'll talk about that in just a second. Just crossed the side trail to the Windsor Furnace Shelter. Took a quick break there, and the police department showed up. So they're just starting to shut down all the trailheads, and they're waiting a little bit for the cars that are parked there, but I guess there are going to be citations issued. So apparently this borough had already mentioned that this was going to happen, so anybody that parked there had already been pre-warned. So that worked out really good for the way I laid this out. So I did not park at a trailhead, I parked off site, so I will be okay. I just gotta do a little road walk to get to the car, and I'll be golden. But I also feel like the miles that I have left, I'm gonna try and get out. So I'm gonna try and complete the miles I had for tomorrow, which weren't many. I think I had like 3.5, because it was gonna be a travel day, so I wanted to make an easy out for Sunday. But it's still pretty cool. I got an hour and a half to 2 hours of light left, so I shouldn't have any problems. Got rid of my last large climb a little while ago, so that's good. Still playing with rocks now and then, but at this point it's just get over them, get out. the feet have had about enough, but you gotta push it to the side. You can get out of here and enjoy a nice day off tomorrow with the family. That's the goal. If that changes, or if I can get a picture at the end, that's my goal. Hopefully it's not too dark. To celebrate my finale, I'll bring you back. We'll see ya. There's just something about hearing the road when you know that is your end. Some people have been known to really pick up the pace and almost jog when they hear that sound. That is not me. I'm at about 21.5 miles with a half mile of downhill left. I'm about done, so I will patiently wait until I get down there. The sun decided to peek its head out with 30 minutes, 40 minutes before it sets. So that's just amazing. You think they could just clean this out for the last little bit, but still want to give me a chance to twist an ankle. But I am pretty darn excited right now. I can't believe after all these years that I can finally cross off the state that I actually live in. That's the funniest part, but it is a pretty tough state to section hike. It's hard to get your trail legs on this when you're only hiking small sections at a time, and this will definitely slow you down. I'm just about at 12 hours total, 11 hours and 15 minutes of total time today, so it definitely slowed down my normal progression, but I'm just about there. Can almost see the road through there. I'll bring you back up when I begin my exit. Here it goes. My final steps on the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania. And at the bottom is a funny surprise. It's just perfect ending to my day because I am trashed. Oh, that's too much. That's it. Pennsylvania has been quite the foe, but it is now done. And I look forward to other sections. Thank you for coming along.